Shalom, Yashar Allah. First and foremost, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makar Chodash, double honors to beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. While peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp, and I want to make this, real quick, straight to the point, just a quick news announcement, and the first thing that came to my head when I saw this video, and the video that I showed you is a oil refinery in Texas that had a random explosion. And I'm going to go to exactly where in Texas. Oil refinery. This is a reported explosion at Valero in Port Arthur sends black smoke and fire skyward. There's been people that told to shelter in place. So as you can see, this is happening. This is not just something that is fake news or whatever. And the first thing, like I said, that came to my head is, remember back in 2020 how you had a lot of warehouses catching on fire? You had a lot of grocery store warehouses where they hold their food catch on fire. You had Tyson chicken farms catch on fire. You had whole livestock of animals, cattle being burned alive from these random fires that now all of a sudden just stopped. Not to mention the different accidents and the derailings of the railroads that happened. So there's a pattern that you're starting to see is self-demolition. And another thing, that the main thing of this lesson that I want to say is, watch these refineries start to get hit. And don't think that it's Iran that's doing it. This is your own government. This is those that are empowered that are trying to weaponize the people's fear to want to go and fight that third world war. But this is just one of Esau's tactics. So take everything with a grain of salt when you see it being so quickly reported on the news. So like I said, I'm just speaking as a man, but it's one oil refinery that got hit this week. Maybe it's 2 next week, 3 next week, so we'll see a pattern. And not to mention there's already a strain on gas as it is. In Cuba, has been struggling with even getting gas and oil to run their infrastructure, even to keep their lights on. There was some blackouts that hit Cuba for days in a row, if not still to this day. That they're still in darkness or have to greatly reduce it to a couple hours a day. But this is March 23rd. A fire hit Valero's 380,000 barrel per day Port Arthur, Texas refinery late on Monday, local media reported. Sheriff Zena Stephan said that there were no reported injuries and the explosion was likely caused by an industrial heater. CBS affiliate KFDM reported. So that's what the official story is, and this is updated an hour ago. But let's just see what happens, because we know that ultimately those lockdowns are coming. Energy lockdowns, climate lockdowns, and just the fact of not having the resources to spread throughout the nation where everybody needs it. Because I tell you what, Babylon the Great has some of the worst public transportation of any so-called industrialized modern country in the world. Because most people use cars. Most people have their own whip, so they just whip it, man. They go from point A to point B themselves. They don't hop on a train or etc. like most places around the world do, because most people don't have cars like Americans do. So what are they going to do? They're going to attack your freedom of travel. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 12. Egypt shall mourn, and that's what Babylon, America is doing right now, mourning. And the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai shall bring upon it. Ultimately, that's the nukes. But as you can see, America's grip around the world is being loosened very rapidly. Verse 14, Salakia. Verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail. And I saw a report that China said that they're not going to import any fertilizer, and that 47% of the farms as it is are in bankruptcy. So who do you think are going to buy up those farms? Monsanto, these GMO farms, Bill Gates, because, and ultimately they're not going to plant shit there. They're going to cause further starvation. They that till the ground shall mourn. That's your farmers. For their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail and with a fearful constellation. I don't know how many different crying videos I've seen of farmers. They took our workers. Everything's so expensive. The government won't give us any help. Fucking cry me a fucking river, man. Even though, hey, we live here in Babylon the Great, but you shot yourself in the foot by kicking Issachar out, man. Kicking the Northern Kingdom out and making them an enemy. You got enemies blasting at your bases right now, and we're over here just trying to make a living. That's why there's a bumper sticker that says, you got to catch us at work because you won't catch us stealing. You fucking Edomites, man. You're fighting the wrong enemy. But I misspoke, because Esau's main enemy is the Israelites. So he's not worried about Ishmael. He, at the end of the day, is going to come after the prophets. They're saying right now that Iran is threatening to cut off the internet. So if the internet, by cutting the underwater sea cables. So if that happens, you already know that the communication is going to get down. People aren't going to get their orders in. There's going to be a market chaos. People are going to sell off. People are going to think this is it. If the internet's down for 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week, people are going to lose it, man, very quickly. Things can go to shit really quick when people think that this is it, because everybody is already waiting in the back of their mind that shit's about to hit the fan any day. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. That's destruction. Like it says, blessed are the heavens. Man, I can't remember how the scripture goes, but it's because woe unto the world and them that dwell therein. There's one in Revelations that almost starts out the exact same, because, amen, it says, rejoice ye heavens. I'm going to get it. This is rejoice. I want to say it's Revelation 12:12. I want to say it's Revelation 12:12. I could be wrong. Revelation 12. Haha, it is. This is Revelation. Call all Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And that devil is a deceiver, Esau, Edom, not a spiritual demon, Satan, that can come and mess you up in the physical world. No, the demon, the spiritual demon, Satan, is in the spirit world. He has no influence to touch you in the carnal, unless, obviously, you completely let him take over, which Esau, Edom has. That's why he got the name the Wicked. Verse 15, 2 Ezra 15:15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. And that's self-explanatory, man. This is what's going on right now. In this next verse is sedition. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Because there's going to become a point where no one's going to listen to the politicians. No one is going to listen to the TV. They're going to go into a state of chaos. And that's exactly what the elite want. And they may let the chaos and rape, robbery, and cannibalism go on for a couple months, just to get you people understanding that the MOT to the B is the only way to bring back world peace and civilization. And that's what they're going to market it as. Oh, you want to go back to normal? Oh, you're tired of sleeping in cycles and making sure somebody's up throughout the night watching the house? Hey, man, we'll take this charagma. That's what they're going to put it as. This is verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Hence the gas problems, the fuel problems, not even be able to get in your car. Not to mention the lockdowns, the roads that are going to be clogged with abandoned cars, just like you see in every end of the world movie. Verse 18, why is this going to happen? For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. If the men, how much more so the women, the children, the elderly, the vulnerable. This is going to get bad out here. And it's because they're prideful. Oh, our military's the best. We can go in anywhere and do whatever we want. Oh, this is America. Ain't nothing bad will happen here. Oh, this is America. It's always been good. Oh, this is America. They've always said the end of the world is coming, man. You fucking dummies, you, man. Look now. Look now what you and your children are going to have to go through. You fucking devils, man. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yashai. We get a watch, too. Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. And this is how bad it's going to get. This is the extreme. But they shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Why? Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. When you put a man through great tribulation, stress, anguish, mourning. And on top of that, he's hungry, he's starving. Nah, he's in straight fucking survival mode now. He is gonna unalive a whole family if they got more food than what his family has, because I got kids to feed. I got a family at home. They're gonna be straight bugging, losing it, man, for how bad things are gonna get. And this is just one of many reasons to highlight how quickly it's coming, because more of these oil refineries are coming. And best you believe that gas prices are going to continue to go up and not go down. So Lord willing that this lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chachadash, and double honors to beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. While peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring, that are pushing your word, this word in truth and in sincerity. Till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.